This December, explore Sierra Leone. Travel through the Sierra Leone River and dive into the significant history of Bonds Island, once a British trade center from where tens of thousands of enslaved Sierra Leoneans were exiled into North America and the West Indies. The ruins on Bonds Island still stand as a testament to the inhumane and gruesome past of the transatlantic slave trade era. Learn about the history firsthand from an historian. We will perform a symbolic gesture as a group and witness a short cultural display, followed by a professional photoshoot before transferring back to the city of Freetown. Join us on our city tour to explore Freetown and its historical corners and landmarks like the famous cotton tree and the old Fura Bay College. Stop at the National Museum and Peace Museum and explore Big Market and more. Expect some live entertainment and interesting insights too, and top up the city experience with a view from Leicester Peak. We will round up this unforgettable experience with a short stopover at the I Love Salone installation at Lumley Beach for a group photo session. Experience all this and much more this December at the AfriCaribbean Festival live in Sierra Leone. See you there.
Hey, how you doing? What you doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Bet 'em in the break room. What you doing? Hey, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.
Big Bink show on a Wednesday. What's going on, you man, Big Bink? With the family, y'all come on up, Shawnee, Action Jackson. Crazy day today. Hey, you ever got up? Let me tell my story right quick. You ever got up and so I ain't been sleeping like 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? And, me doing a morning show, I got up yesterday, worked all day and worked all night, hung out, kicked it and went right back to work the next morning, if that makes sense. So I got back on this side, probably about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. So, being up from 5 a.m., actually like 4 something, you gotta get ready and all that old stuff. Anyway, long story short, when I got up after I came home after being up all day yesterday, it was like 6 something, right? And I thought it was 6 in the morning, like literally. I literally I put this hoodie on and got in the car and was heading to work. And I turned around and I was looking out like something don't look right. I cut the radio on. I'm thinking it's 6:22 in the morning. It's 6:24 in the evening. Y'all ever done that before? I remember one time I did that like years ago. Years ago I did that, but I actually went all the way to work. And I pulled up and I went inside it was Denton Skyview Living Center. I actually went inside the actual building. And I saw like a whole bunch of different people, a facility, you used to see the same people on your shift. I was like, who are these people in here? You know what I'm saying? It was literally like 5 a.m. in the morning at night as opposed to in the morning. So I just had a moment. Y'all ever done that?
Yes, I've done that before. Well, I didn't get in the car and actually drive, but
I haven't gone that far.
Oh my God, I'm late.
The other time I went actually in Skyview Living Center in Denton, Texas. I went from my apartment to the building.
Oh, wow.
And usually my supervisor be right there. I was like, where's Teresa? Like, who was that dude? Yeah, it was crazy. But sometimes like my mom used to always tell me when you tired and your body you tired, your body gonna let you know. Like,
yeah.
You can try to stay woke if you want to. Oh no, you're gonna lay down. And so my intentions were to sit down for 2 hours. And I woke up and
And how many hours? How many hours was that later than 2?
An extra 2. That's crazy. That's
well deserved though. One of the hardest working men in show business right now.
It's crazy, man.
Trying to do big things, and it takes a lot.
The good news is one day we'll just be able to lay down and just don't have to worry about it because the media room will be bringing in thousands and thousands and thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, we'll be thousandaires. We'll be thousandaires for sure, man.
Exactly. We ain't got to worry about getting up like that, man. But yeah, man. Wow, we got
wait, quick side note. somebody in Chicago just won that $1 billion, I think, too. That's what they just reported
What
on
$1 billion?
news. Off the new lottery, it was back up to like almost
lottery was at a
it was almost back up that way again. I think they just said reported somebody in Chicago. Just FYI, Bink. So
you ain't lying. I need to go back home.
Make a couple calls home. They said they were going. They said they were going to remain anonymous. So
I know that's right. I would remember that's well. You know what? That'd be a great topic to talk about. Because if I won the lottery, I don't know if I would say anything. I wouldn't say nothing.
I wouldn't say nothing.
I'd go on about my day. Would you still keep your job?
Yeah.
Oh well, you own the company, so yeah.
Well, no, that's part of the facade. If you're not gonna say nothing, you can't just quit your jobs because people be like, why you quit your job? But no.
Like, where you get that Beamer and that Benz from? Like,
yeah. No, I'd keep the job and just going to work every day would be a little different.
Like, why you just cuss the boss out? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I did that when I was broke. So.
Right? Yeah.
we gotta stay on the same line. I can't change it up.
You gotta elevate. You gotta elevate a little bit.
I gotta keep the same attitude, you know.
Exactly. Man, Shauna, we got a dope guest at an event going on in Africa, the motherland, straight up, you know, one of the most beautifulest countries in the world, man, and they're joining us today.
Yeah, so his name is Danna. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm country, I'm Texas, so I've been calling him Danna. But I believe his name is Danna Labor. I hope I'm saying it right, but he's one of the co-founders of the Caribbean African Festival that's taking place this December. And we found out about this through
Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Watkins, T-Boz's dad.
Yeah, T-Boz's dad.
On the show. And so we've had some conversations because Bink suggested, you know, hey, we ought to put our morning guy on that and let him go do comedy and we should go. And so we've had those conversations and we're going to try to work that out for 2023. But without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Danna Labor to the Bink Breakroom.
Yeah. Come on inside.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
So did I say your name right?
Well, you know, pronunciation varies as the word itself varies. So it don't really matter. Danna, you know, you good. It's Danna Labor though. Danna Labor. So don't say the R. Like the department.
Labor. Because Sierra Leone, Labor is more like a French, right? Because if you Sierra Leone, are you from Sierra Leone?
Yeah, but it's born in Sierra Leone, yes.
Yeah, so it's more
French though. We Creole. We're like
Creole, but I'm saying, that same thing though. It comes from that same corridor. Yeah, exactly. So
also, that's like the Louisiana.
Yeah, it's like Louisiana, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, like Louisiana.
Like Louisiana. The same flavor Sierra Leone is in Louisiana.
Same flavor.
So tell us about the AfriCaribbean Festival. Am I saying that right?
Yep, AfriCaribbean Festival. So we're blending the Africa and the Caribbean together. AfriCaribbean Festival. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a little highlight how it came about. Like I said, I'm from Sierra Leone. I moved into the States 20 something years ago, and I love to travel. And one day I had a friend who was in Trinidad, and she invited me to go to Trinidad. And I went to Trinidad where she said, come during the festival time. I didn't know what that was. I was like, okay. I went there. It was Carnival time. I fell in love with the culture. It was a great experience. It was, because the Caribbean was just similar to Africa. So I felt like I was home when I was in Trinidad. It was a beautiful feeling. So I stayed there for the entire period of the festival, and it was nice. It was a lot of, cultural stuff, and it was a beautiful thing just to see, how they celebrate their festival. We do have festival in Freetown, but it's definitely different from what they have. The parade with all these nice feathers, steel drums, and of course, nice big parties they call fetes. So I did that 1 year, and I never stopped doing it. I have traveled. I went to Trinidad. I went to Caribana. I've been doing Miami Carnival for like over 6-7 years. Ubu Soca Cruise. I was even supposed to go to Japan. They have a Japan Soca Festival, but I couldn't go because of COVID. So I called up my my co-partner. I was like, "Hey," matter of fact, she's there. I said, "You know what? There's a lot of there's a lot of similarities between the Caribbean and in Africa, and not only that, we have rich history when it comes to the Caribbean in the in Africa, especially Sierra Leone. A lot of enslaved people left one of the islands in Sierra Leone and went to West Indies and South Carolina. So I told her we need to bring this to Sierra Leone. So we started that. We started talking about it, and of course, COVID came. I would say it was a blessing a little bit because it gave us time to actually, sit back, regroup. We got a lot of stuff, together. We had enough opportunity to put it together. So we built a framework where we will actually take people who wanted to go to Africa, been longing to go to Africa, people who have Africa in the bucket list, people who have checked their DNA and they found they were from Africa, people who love the Caribbean culture and go wherever the culture goes. We're like, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And we promoted it, and we're here now where, we've actually created a good platform. It's 6 days in Africa. We also had airlines who came on board and decided they would be partners with us on Brussels Airlines, Air Senegal. They actually created a flight for the festival. So there's a lot of people who've come together to make this experience happen. And of course, we want to thank Sheena. We can leave her. She heard it from Pastor Watkins, and she connected with us, and here we are. But yes, it's 6 days, 60 different events, and I invite you guys to come out to Sierra Leone. I know you guys definitely want to touch foot in the motherland. This is an opportunity to make it happen, and we encourage everyone to come out and come to Africa and get part of this history-making moment in December 28th through January 2nd. Yeah,
no doubt.
Well, I would love to come, but I think I'm gonna have to plan for 2023 because I've never been to Africa. Now, Action has been to Africa. Bink has been to Africa.
Okay.
I've never been.
Oh, where in Africa?
I've been to Ghana, Liberia. I've been to Sierra Leone too. That connection that connection in Brussels is dope, man. I spent the weekend in Brussels. I had a great time.
What's so special about Brussels?
Brussels is just a cool city. It's a cool layover. I mean, because you kind of have to, if you miss that flight going into Africa, if for any reason your flight's delayed, you're gonna get stuck in Brussels. So just get ready for that. But so me and my brother spent the weekend in Brussels, but it was just found out it to be a dope city. We had a great time.
So with the festival, I know you said that it's 6 days. What can we expect each day of the festival?
So with the it's 6 days. Of course, we have once the flight gets to Freetown, because it's a designated flight, we're gonna have a welcome ceremony for everyone that's gonna touch the motherland. We're gonna have a welcome party. We're gonna have it's a bright color tasting brunch where people have the opportunity to taste our local cuisines. We're gonna have a pool party. We also have a beach party. The one that I really love most is we're having it's called an Africana ball, where we gonna have vendors that would sell African attires, African jewelry, African artwork, where people would buy and wear it for that event. So we gonna have an event where everyone is gonna be in some nice Africana costume, attire, jewelries, and so it's that. So really, one thing I'm looking for. Also, we're gonna have what we call Carnival meets Lantern. So that's actually bringing the Caribbean their own Carnival and Sierra Leonean Carnival together. We call it Lantern. So we build like a float, just like the Caribbeans. We're gonna have our floats with our local instrument, local drums, local local artists will be on the road with the Caribbean truck, Caribbean what they call them, the parade. I forgot the name, but the people who are going to actually be on the behind the truck with their costumes, their feathers, and stuff like that. And the good thing is we have 3 costume vendors where if you decide, hey, you want to actually buy these costumes, you could go on a website, www.AfriCaribbeanFestival.com. Under costume vendors, you could actually get them to make your costumes for you, and you could take it. If you have an old costume, you feel like, oh, I used one at Miami Carnival, I want to use it again, you could bring it. We also have a big concert where we are gonna bring Caribbean artists. We plan on bringing Patrice Roberts. We plan on bringing Lyrical, Seasway, Trevor Vibes. We have Fimba, and a couple other more. And we're gonna blend that with the African artists, local artists. We also have one of the biggest artists. I don't know if you know Drizzly. He just did a song with Idris Elba. He's also going to be performing, and we're looking forward to reach out to Idris. Hey, come out.
That's what I was going to ask. Is Idris going to be there?
That will guarantee Shotty on the plane.
DJ
That will guarantee Shotty 2022 trip.
Yeah, so we're trying to get him to come on board because, of course, his parents are from Sierra Leone. He's been there a couple of times, and so we hope we could bring him on board on this project.
How many years have you been doing this?
So this is our first time. Yeah. This is the first time doing it.
Oh, you don't want to miss the jump off, y'all. You don't want to miss the jump off.
No, you don't want to, man. And it's good. We sold out on some rooms. I think we only have like maybe 20 rooms left at the hotel at Radisson Blue. So we want people to just we want people to jump on it, and because once it's sold out, it's done. We have numbers. Once we meet our numbers, we have to cut it off.
So let me ask you this:
And then we also have
if the host hotel sells out, is there another hotel that people could stay at, or you have to do everything with the one host hotel?
So what we're trying to do is because it's the first time, we want to be able to control it. So we want just the one hotel. If folks decide they want to come and stay in another hotel, again, once we meet our numbers, we gotta cut it off. We don't want to oversell and lose the vibes. Also, we have two tours. It's historic tours where people would actually go to Buns Island, and this is the island where the enslaved people left for the West Indies. So it's going to be a historic moment for people to actually go see where the slaves were kept. Male, the female slaves were kept. Some of the slave masters were buried there and stuff like that. So there's a historic part to it. We also have a historic tour where they will take you to like landmarks in Freetown, or like the cotton tree, which is the oldest tree in Sierra Leone. The college, there's a Mount, what's it called, Lester Peak, which actually overlooks the city. You could go up there and actually see the city. Beautiful scenery. So we have a lot of amazing stuff, a lot of amazing cast. For the first time ever, we're bringing steel pan, the steel drum, to Africa, which isn't, since I was born, I've never seen it played in Sierra Leone. We're gonna have that, so it's definitely, that's another history-making moment for us. And we're also working on trying to get that pan played with some of our local artists, to have some type of collab with the music. Also, we also have a
go ahead.
bounce feet.
No, I was just saying it's nice. It sounds nice because it's always just a dope vibe over there. And what kind of fufu y'all eat? Do you eat that? Yeah, see, you didn't know. I knew about that. Yeah. Like what fufu you eat? No, all right. So
we eat cassava fufu, man. It's made out of cassava,
cassava
with some okra or some crane.
Oh, come on, man.
Look, so I don't want to date myself, but the last time, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. When you say fufu, I know that's a dish. Like 2 days ago, I was watching Good Times, and they was over the African dude house, and he brought the little thing, for everybody, and he was like, it's called fufu, and he put it in the middle of the floor, and everybody had to eat with their hands. Is that what y'all talking about?
Yeah. It's like that's how you get
exactly what we were talking about.
That's how you get out with fufu.
Exactly.
That's how you get out with
your hands.
Yeah.
We said this is SPOON, spoon.
Yeah.
One of my.
That's how we do it. SPOON. That's it.
One of my best, he's still my best friend. One of my frat brothers. He's from Kenya, and he used to teach us, how to eat with our hands, and use this part as a spoon. Where we have with the camera, and the food go in your mouth right here. After you get it, you take it. That's how you eat. Like he showed me that, but they used to be so player with their hand stuff, and it's like, I guess that's how they used to eating the food, but it was just so.
But it's not. But it's not only that. It's served in the morning time though. It's more. It's like a breakfast, right? It's like a breakfast meal. Or anytime.
Anytime. It's not a specific breakfast.
Because I remember when they used to serve it to us.
When I was growing up, it was more.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a delay.
Okay. No, I was saying when I was growing up, we eat it every Saturday. But again, it depends on where, you go, like if you go to like Angola, they eat it's like their staple food. They eat it every time, any time of the day. They call it pidao. So it depends on where in Africa you go. Yeah.
But because they served it up different, like I said, but it was eaten the same way, but it's served differently around the continent where people add their own little twist to it, right?
Yeah. So it's made out of like cassava, yuca, corn flour. So it varies again, like you said. It depends on what part of the region you are. Yeah.
But it's good.
It's an amazing dish.
It's good. Yeah.
You cannot go wrong with that.
That food was good. That food was good. Absolutely.
So what's one thing that a person from America that's never traveled to any country in Africa, never been to the continent of Africa, what's one thing they need to know when traveling into the country?
Good. And again, like I would speak for Sierra Leone. It varies where it depends on where you go. But for this festival, you want to have a yellow fever shot. You need that. Of course, it depends on what type of passport you have. If you have a Caribbean passport or an African passport, you don't need a visa. If you have an American passport and other countries, you need a visa, but you could get that upon arrival. As far as there are a couple of airport tax you have to pay, but it's not much. I know COVID, because of COVID, it does changes now. If you've got the vaccine, you don't have to take a test. But if you don't have the vaccine, you have to have a negative result to go. But again, over time, I think by the time Christmas, that probably will be out of the window. Basically, that's the most important thing if you're coming for this festival.
So when they come,
that's the most
when they make it to the hotel, are there restrictions on how they can move at night? Or is it, because, here in the United States, if we want to go out at midnight, we go out at midnight. So are you able to move freely, or are there certain times that we could be out, certain times we can't be out? Certain places we don't need to go?
I would, and again, if it's your first time, of course, you want to be careful. You just want to watch your surroundings. It's just anywhere you go, if you have
exactly
what you're surrounded. But because the location of where the hotel is smack on the beach, it's a safe area. You could come out of the hotel and there's like the strip of bars and restaurants on the beach, and it's literally a walking distance. I wouldn't advise people just to go by yourself, but if you go in groups, it's cool. But it's it's just out of caution. You just want to stay together.
Look at that. Look at his twins video. Kanye West, Diamonds Are Forever. Y'all know Sierra Leone. Y'all know.
And yes, and so we recommend. So I see my co-founder just let me know. We recommend you take malaria pills.
Yeah. Mosquito repellent
for mosquito repellent. I'm used to it. I don't take malaria pills, but if you're going for the first time, you could take. Normally, you take it a couple of days before you go, during, and after. Yeah.
And exactly, you're gonna need a charger and adapter. Yeah.
You want to share what's going on live.
Shoot,
a converter, if you're coming from the American system, which is
what's the exchange rate?
That fluctuates, but I could tell you if you currently, if you have $200, you're a millionaire.
Oh!
What? $200? Well, okay, but
right.
So we actually need to leave.
You're a millionaire.
But how much does stuff cost?
So
Like if I want to buy a Coke,
So,
Coca-Cola, how much does a Coca-Cola cost?
$500,000.
Yeah.
no. It's not $500,000. So, I can tell you $100 will take you a long way, though. You know,
$100.
it depends on how you drink. $100 will take you a long way. It depends on how you drink. So if I can tell you, if you go down there with $1,000,
it's wild out time. It's wild out time. It's wild.
You're living like a king, but it's a beautiful place.
My house, take that to Africa.
Maybe we need to move to Africa. Maybe we need to move to Sierra Leone. Maybe that's where we need to move.
Ain't that where the diamonds at? That's where the diamonds at, right?
I told you, man.
That's where all the diamonds at.
Kanye West, Diamonds Up Forever. That video was shot Sierra Leone, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need to reconsider some things. The media room can move.
Worried about no high interest rates and all that old stuff going on in the world.
How much is what's the cost of living? Like if I get
see, now you got them interested.
Like a 3-bedroom house. What is that like?
No, I'm not.
So again, it depends on how you build it. I would say 3-bedroom house and in a good location. You probably running maybe around $80,000-$90,000 or something like that, and you don't have to pay no mortgage on it. You know your great grandkids will live in the house. You know, it's strong.
I told you,
well built.
Mortgage.
And again, it depends on the area.
It's yours. It's yours.
How do you pay for it?
You build it. You build when you work. You build it. You don't need no mortgage. You don't. You know,
remember Mr. Watkins?
I would say
that last time
a
we
good
were Mr. Watkins.
80%.
I told you, once you can have a compound with gate guards, all that mansion size right there on the beach.
$5
rolling.
Things. Girls, we moving there. We are moving there.
So
we could go today.
And that's another thing we're trying to. That's another thing we're trying to do. We're trying to get the diasporas to come out and actually see the opportunity. They come out and invest and you could do business and we don't have restrictions. If you could afford to buy a house, you're good. You could buy a house in Freetown. So we really want diasporas to actually come out and actually come see the beauty of Sierra Leone.
So let me just ask you this off the subject, because I don't know how much time we got with you, but let me just ask you off the cuff. So now that she is gone and buried, what are your thoughts since you traveled to the Caribbean and you're from that part of Africa? What are your thoughts on the Queen and her passing?
We're a British colonized country. Of course, it's hard to see someone go. But the truth about life is, at some point in time, we all gotta go visit the makers. There's a lot of I hate to go into it, but a lot of people have their views about the way they treated us and all that stuff. But I believe in forgiveness. It's the past. We just need to move on from the past and just embrace what we have right now. So of course, my hat goes out to the Queen and the family of the Queen for the loss of their mom, grandmom, and stuff like that. But it's tough. Like I said, it's tough to lose anyone.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted your thoughts, because I know you said you traveled to the Caribbean, and I know all those islands were British colonized islands and part of the empire at one point in time. And I know the crown that sat upon that coffin, those diamonds probably came from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but I heard we have I think it's Jamaica, and if I'm right, Jamaica and Barbados are trying to actually, move away from the colony. I don't
Yes.
know how true is that. I heard it on. I think it was on
Yeah,
CNN. I heard that.
there are a couple of countries in the empire that are thinking about leaving, but we'll see if King Charles can hold it together. But yeah, again, yeah, interesting perspective. I'm glad you shared that. Appreciate that.
There was this Instagram post of the Queen's crown. I'm trying to find it. And I don't know, because it's the internet, and the internet is but they were saying the diamond or the stone that was in the middle of her crown was stolen from Sierra Leone, and the people in Sierra Leone want it back. And let me be clear, so I'll make sure that I'm saying this right. Sierra Leone is the country, right? And Freetown is the city.
Yeah.
So
yes, the capital.
It didn't say what city, but if I can find it, I'm gonna put it up here. But yeah, they had a picture of the crown. They said it was some kind of something, and then she stole that back in like 1950 something.
I mean, diamonds. Let me doubt it.
Diamonds come out of it's not in the city. The capital is out.
Yeah.
In the province, that's why they find these diamonds and bauxite.
Yeah.
It's we got a lot of minerals, in
natural minerals. Y'all got it
just a little bit, just a tad.
Yeah, we hear every here now and then they found the biggest diamond, and the biggest diamond. So there's
man,
definitely
every major diamond company in the world, from De Beers on down to whatever, any diamond company you can think of, is all right there.
Really?
So yeah. So
I find this.
Say what? Her crown. Yeah. But it's all good though. But we know that history anyway. That's going back since the pharaohs of great, like I said, that have taken gold, diamonds, and minerals from there. Like I said, if you could watch the movie The 10 Commandments. Soon as Moses comes in with the African slaves, he says, I'm giving you 10 barges like this from Ethiopia, and all up through. He starts naming African cities that he's robbed 10 barges of gold and diamonds and wealth from back in the days of the Pharaoh. So we know the history of that country being robbed.
Yeah. But I definitely encourage people to actually come to this festival and really experience Sierra Leone, Freetown for now. The next time, 2020, we're gonna maybe try to move people out of the city to actually see more and stuff like that.
So what's the weather? What's the weather going to be looking like around that time of year?
So it's called Hamatan. It's dry. It's, of course, we're always up there in the 80s, 90s. Nice weather, dry air. It's not cold. It's fabulous weather. And the good thing, like I said earlier, you are smack on the beach. Like, it's working distance. You come out of the Radisson Blue and you go across the street, you're on the beach.
Dope.
So it's nightlife, restaurants, food. What we've done now, outside of, because first we created the package with the hotel, the events, the tours. Then we did for folks who decide, hey, people always want to do their own thing. You want to find their own place. We created a package just for the events. And now what we've done is we've actually broken it down by event. So you could choose what event you want to go to, what party you want to go to, what you want to actually partake of. And also we have two tour companies, VSL and HSL. VSL is Visit Sierra Leone, and HSL is Hello Sierra Leone. They will create a tour package for people who decide want to do stuff outside of what we have actually created. So there's stuff to do if you decide, hey, I don't want to take part in this event. I just want to do beach hopping because we have beautiful beaches. They would actually take you around, take you to beaches and or take you to other sites. We have the zoo. Guma. We have a lot of places you could go and actually see. So it's definitely gonna be a fun time. The flight, of course, like I said, with Air Senegal, it's designated for that. Unfortunately, they gave us a group rate, but we had to actually turn that over after, I think it was August 25th. So we've turned that over, but the flight still does exist. So if you decide you want to go, you could actually go buy that through Air Senegal, Cheapo Air, or Orbit, and all these ticket selling websites. It leaves BWI and to JFK, to Senegal, to Freetown, and then comes back leaves Freetown on the 2nd of January to Senegal, JFK, and then back to Baltimore. So the opportunities there. We really want people to jump on it and have a good time, man. Come have a good time.
No, it sounds like it's gonna be dope, man. And just the fact that people get a chance to go back to the crib, the motherland, Africa, especially Sierra Leone. And in talking to Mr. Watkins, he kind of painted this picture of how beautiful Africa is. And on television, sometimes they show when they show Africa, they don't show how beautiful that city is. And it's definitely on my bucket list to come out and just see Africa, whatever part I can get to. But this music, the Afro beats is on just like one of the biggest movements right now. I'm sure that whole genre has been in y'all backyard, forever.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like the United States is finally, coming on board and embracing the whole Afro beat thing. Matter of fact, the artists from Africa, Nigeria and Ethiopia and all these artists that's out now, they come do shows here in the US, and they sold out. You know what I'm saying? So I can just imagine the caliber of artists that's on the ticket for what's going on in Sierra Leone is going to be crazy. So I encourage everybody to come on out and go to the website www.afri. I'm gonna say it wrong, Dan. I don't want to say it wrong. Say it for me.
AfriCaribbean.
AfriCaribbean. AfriCaribbean. I encourage y'all to go out there and check that out. See how you can be a part of this, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. So hey, we definitely appreciate you coming out on the show. And if you have any questions or you definitely can get at us right here at Media Room 360 Big Bink's Breakroom. But you can go right to the website right there. Wait, where my thing at? Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Go right there. Right there. Log on and change your life, because me Shine in Action, we're going to Africa.
We're gonna get stuck in Brussels first, though.
There it is.
Because I don't like the way you saying that.
You love the shopping. It's shopping. It's some good shopping in Brussels.
That stuff in Brussels.
Yeah.
It's
a good
shopping. It's a nice spot, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nice spot. But of course, again, we are looking for sponsors. Or some, any company feels like, hey, they will love to sponsor this event. We're looking for sponsors. You could, connect us at AfriCaribbean Festival at gmail.com. We definitely look forward for sponsors to help, take some weight off of us, and make this a event one of its kind.
Maybe one of them Caribbean rum sponsors. Anybody know any alcohol company out there? Caribbean rum sponsor, some Caribbean, some alcohol sponsors would be dope for this. This would be a great idea for your company, your brand to jump on board for this. It would be like amazing. So,
yeah, for sure.
Well, there it is. I'm sure this not going to be the last time we'll be on the show. And
no, we're going to have him back on. We'll probably have him back on in November.
Oh, there goes Charlie.
For sure.
There goes Charlie. November was the trigger. November was the trigger word. November is the trigger word. Shut up.
Yeah.
So on that note, we appreciate you, bro. Because that dog about to start going fed. That dog.
Yeah. Charlie about to
get out. Mr. Watkins know about the dog. Mr. Watkins know. He took over the interview. Charlie took over the interview. Last time we had Mr. Watkins.
Charlie don't get his shine.
Thanks to Mr. Watson. Mr. Watson's a great man. He has taken this thing and have pushed it, and I really appreciate Mr. Watkins for what he's doing. So big up to Mr. Watkins, man. Big up. Yeah. But for sure. Thanks for having me, man. I look forward to being on the show anytime. Next time we're gonna play some Afro beats and we're gonna play some soca music and you know.
And we're gonna continue to discuss fufu recipes.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go down that jollof rice line where they got this competition about who cooks the best jollof rice. But if you come to Sierra Leone, you're gonna eat the best jollof rice. Last one.
All right.
There it is. Hey, we appreciate everybody checking out Big Bink's Breakroom. Don't forget next week. Actually, we might pop up tomorrow. I just don't know because if there's something going on, me, Action, and Shiny will be on top of it. But look, be safe. We will check y'all out next time. Media Room 360. Check out the whole site. You want a podcast? We right there. We could change your life and get your show on TV, on the line, on internet, across the world. 40 million homes a day. You have the potential to reach. All right, it's Media Room 360 on behalf of Big Bink, Shiny, my main man Action Jackson, and that boy Big Danna out there representing that Sierra Leone. We holler at y'all.
Get ready for the biggest event to hit the continent. We're bringing you to beautiful Sierra Leone, Africa. 2022 AfriCaribbean Festival in Freetown. Experience exotic tours, local cuisine, cultural connections, soca, carnival, and Juve experience. Enjoy the best in soca and Afrobeat artists and DJs from around the world. We're bringing the Caribbean to Freetown. This is a cultural link-up you don't want to miss. Is affecting heritage and cultural connection. Early bird tickets on sale now. Payment plans are available.
From America to the West Indies, fell in love when they looked on me. Started balling all boomily. King for carnival, now he's dead. Never had it this strong before. Tried my function and they wanted more. I got back so he could play. Now you wanna dance and dingole.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Hit 'em in the break room. What you doing? Hey, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.